morning. Well, most of you were here on Saturday. The Bears won their fourth game of the season against a ranked opponent, a 37-31 win over East Tennessee State University. The defense scored 2 touchdowns on a fumble recovery and an interception of pick 6 within a minute and 13 seconds. Had a special team touchdown on the block punt, and we'll have a man that can attest to that here in just a few moments. The defense only allowed the Bucks, who were 8th in the country, rushing only 13 yards. Mercer now number 1 in the country on defensive touchdowns with 6. First defensively in third down conversions, allowing only 22%. First in interceptions with 19. Individually, T.J. Moore is first in the nation with 6 interceptions, which is a school record. Rankings are just in. The Bears are 10th in the stats poll, 13th in the coaches poll. This week, back on the road against VMI. Trek up to Lexington, Virginia for a 1:30 kickoff. The Keydets defeated Furman 21-17 on Saturday. We'll start with Coach, and then go to our players, and then men's basketball. Coach?
Good afternoon. How is everybody today? Good. First, I'd like to just wish our basketball men's and women's groups good luck this week as they kick off their season. As Rick mentioned, I think women are tonight and men are Thursday. So wish those guys all the best as they begin their journey here. But as far as football goes, man, what a great day to celebrate Mercer and homecoming. I thought our fans did a fantastic job, and just the environment that they provided on campus was second to none. And certainly our players feed off that energy, and we came out. That was a big win for us, right? That's our 4th win over a ranked opponent this season, and again, I think almost the last 2 weeks have had those playoff vibes where you have really good competition. The game's going to be highly contested in all 3 phases, and for our guys to find a way to win and really play well at times in all 3 phases just says a lot about our perseverance. I think it says a lot about the resiliency of the team, and then just our grit. Like, I think this is a gritty team, and it's not always pretty and it's not always perfect, but they continue to find ways to win however we need to. And as Rick mentioned there, certainly proud of how our defense played. Again, that was the 8th ranked rushing offense coming into the game in the country, and we held them to 13 yards. Their quarterback, who's hurt folks with his legs throughout the other weeks in the season, I thought we did a really good job defending him in their run game. Certainly forced them into a bunch of passing situations. I think they threw the ball 44 times on Saturday, and so with that, there's a handful of big pass plays. Right now, we still created 4 takeaways, which was huge. I think we held them to 4 of 16 or something like that on third down, which was also a big deal in the game. And then we created the 4 takeaways. For us, again, got to get a little bit better on some of the deep ball stuff, limit a few of those plays. But, they made a few great catches. We were in position on most of them. Got to work to be a little more disruptive with the football. But really, really proud of our defense. Those 2 defensive scores really were the difference for us. As far as the offense goes, made some plays when we had to. Certainly not the day we were necessarily hoping or looking for. Left a little bit out there, I think, and I think all our players can attest to that. Need to strain a little more in the box with the offensive line and those box players to be a little more consistent in the run game. And then, we went into the week planning on playing both quarterbacks just based on people's health, and thought that gave us the best chance to win. Ended up settling in on Witt there late in the game. And, I thought he made a couple big plays. Had a huge third down pass to Keelan Parsons on a dig. Hit him on a couple plays later for the 35, 36-yard touchdown. Those were big plays in the game. Special teams-wise, again, in a day where all points and all field position matters, you saw our punt team. I think we had 10 punts. We averaged just over 43 yards on those. I think we had 2 over 50 yards. We had the 2 that were down inside the 20, and the huge one that was down inside the half-inch line there that eventually set up our second defensive touchdown. And so, again, playing complementary football, building off of one another and what we do on each side. We obviously in the punt return game got a huge block. Trip Slayton blocked it. Mick Scoop and scored it. We continue to get great special teams play. And again, when you're playing well in all 3 phases, again, this is the second week in a row we haven't had an offensive turnover. And I think that stat, where we maybe left some stuff on the field. The fact that we didn't turn the ball over, we created 4 takeaways, we had 2 defensive touchdowns, we had a special teams touchdown. That led to a big victory for us against what I think is a really well coached and a good opponent on Saturday. So with that, we'll open it up for questions.
We talked about, or I guess you mentioned, kind of the energy, the momentum you feed off of that. To have such a crazy game, like kind of crazy start with a lot of weird plays in there. How much of that makes it more fun on homecoming, but also how do you handle that as a coach, keep your guys kind of in the zone?
Well, we talked about just like keeping focus, but again, like you wanna have the ability to play in big games, and the environment that's created around that also, right, creates energy and enthusiasm for our guys. They like to play at home. It's a pride thing. I mean, they like to play, period. We play in a parking lot, but it's important to do it in front of friends and family. It's important to do it with a bunch of our football alumni back. And, again, when you have an opportunity to create noise on third down that affects the opponent, and again, we just build off the energy that they provide.
Slow start for the defense at first, obviously. Was there any spark that turned it around that got them going?
No, I mean, we play good teams, and so like I don't necessarily think it's a slow start. We came out because we had a pick on the first series, right? So it wasn't really a slow start. Now we did have a blown coverage on the next series, and we got that corrected, and really again played pretty well the rest of the way. But that's the stuff, right? You can't do that in the back half because one play can go the distance, and so again, I thought we played pretty well all day on defense. I'd be worried if we were out of position a bunch, but again, even on some of those contested balls, we were in good spots. We just got to work to dislodge it a little bit better.
Talking about the blown coverage, so obviously coming off the pick, very high energy, and then you have that blown coverage. What is the message on the sideline to get the defense right back in it?
Yeah, I mean, next play, right? Like they've scored more points than some football teams, and so meaning our defense. So we knew we were going to do a good job. We had to be consistent in the run game. Again, with the way we play defense and the way we constrict the box, you force people to throw it, and you're gonna have some of those things. It just happens. But they've been so rock solid for us all year, and those guys have played so well. Just kind of part of the game.
It was another game where the offense, they showed flashes. They looked good at times, but also, we talked about that defense kind of carried it over. And you guys have done that a lot this year, and it's worked a lot. So at what point do you kind of, you always want to be, like you said, competitive in all 3 phases, but when do you lean into that as an identity, and what does that do for you as a coach?
We want to lean into an identity of being physical, right? Like we want to display physical violence in all 3 phases. I think we're doing that consistently in 2 of the 3 phases. I think we've flashed, you look at the week before, you rushed for 300 yards. So again, I think Chat's pretty good on defense. I got a lot of respect for Josh Reardon, their defensive coordinator. I think he does a really good job. I think they have a talented group. And we got to force ourselves to strain a little more. Most of the time we had a hat on the right hat. Now we got to finish plays, and that's really what we'll work on this week.
McGee got a pretty heavy load. Was that based off of last week or just part of the game plan?
Just part of the game plan, right? I mean, again, as we try to get all those guys involved because they do different things, I think as the season's worn on, Dwayne's shown his durability, and he's provided big plays for us. I would have liked him to stay in bounds on that one late, but the ability to jump cut and make a man miss right at the line of scrimmage and then get the first down for us. I mean, those are the type of plays he can have for you. And, he's another guy that can really take it the distance at any moment. And so he runs tough. He runs physical when we need it. I did think we pushed the line of scrimmage there a little bit towards the end of the game to get down and get that last field goal. And again, I can't say enough about our kicker. He had another 13 points yesterday or Saturday. So huge in that department as well.
What are you seeing on film from being live that sort of raises your eyebrows a little bit?
It's kind of typical of the military type schools. I think they're really sound. They're really well coached. Their head coach has been doing this for a long time. He's highly successful over the course of his career. And I think what you're seeing is a team that was younger as the season's progressed. They've gotten a little bit better each week, and they finally put it all together and got a huge win against Furman last week. There's a big strip sack play that really helped them. They were up 21-10, I think, at that point in the second quarter, and were able to hang on and win the game. But they're incremental improvement from week to week, and then I think they play hard and they're well schemed.
You guys already have 4 top 25 wins this year, beating 3 out of the top 4 teams with us being the 4th in the conference. How do you sort of keep you guys motivated now to go play the 7th and 8th place teams in the conference? I mean, you and I talked about the gauntlet.
Yeah, the end goal, right? It's not the opponent, it's about Mercer every week, right? Like, we have things in all 3 phases that we can be highly critical of even in a victory. And I think that's the good thing, right? Like, there's stuff to work on, so it keeps people hungry. You're allowed to maintain a hard edge in practice because we haven't played that complete game, or we have. And again, I don't know if we ever will. I got high expectations, but I think that's it. Like, it's about us playing better than we did last week. And so regardless of who our opponent is on Saturday, it's about Mercer, right? And doing the little things that lead to victory. And it starts with, running the football, stopping the run, taking the ball away, protecting the football, and we've done those things. And then creating big splash plays in the special teams. And that recipe's worked well each week that we've been able to execute those things, and we'll continue to do that. And we know we have an end goal in mind as a program of where we want this thing to finish. And VMI is the next opponent, so we got to be up and we got to be ready for a team that just beat the defending conference champions.
Is this your longest road trip?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
Anything fun on the itinerary?
hopefully play well, right? Like that's the plan, right? No, I think when you get into the playoffs, if you have long road trips, like, it's always been my thought process, once you hit playoff time, that you try to make those trips special. And a guy that's been around, as a coach's kid and as a player, been around some bowl trips, you try to implement maybe some fun stuff. But no, we're going to try to do what we do, which is go up, travel, and play good football. So it won't change a ton. We'll just have to leave a little bit earlier. So.
You talked about how this past weekend it was kind of a health thing doing both quarterbacks. What's that going to look like this week? Stuff with Whit at the end.
Yeah, it'll all depend on where DJ's health's at. Again, he's going to kind of be probably in that day-to-day mode for the rest of the season, just depending on where his injury's at. But it'll be day-to-day at this point.
It's your first year as a coach here, obviously. What are you most proud of bringing to Mercer so far? What's your highlight? I know you're an offensive line guy.
Yeah, I hope a grittiness, a toughness, an expectation of winning, right? I think the first part about being a winner is believing that you're going to win games and do it consistently at a high level. I think we've proven that what we do works, and it's consistently doing the little things well. And our one loss proves that when you don't do that well, you put yourself in jeopardy of losing, and that can happen any weekend in this conference. And I think that's a good thing. But I think just consistency and a belief that we expect to win, and we expect to win each week. That's just who I am, and where we're at with stuff. I don't go into any game expecting to lose.
Coach, you've done this for a long time. I mean, where your team's health right now, other than DJ with the day-to-day, how satisfied, concerned are you with team health right now?
Yeah, Brad Drake and our athletic trainers do a tremendous job. Evan Barr in our weight room. I think, having done this, we talked kind of going into the bye week that Division II, it's the only division where you don't have a bye. So I think what it's done is it's taught me that you have to be very mindful of your players' legs if you plan to be healthy at the end of it. It's just the way the roster stuff is now. With all the movement and college rosters, depth is one of the greatest things that most teams lack. And so you have to be mindful. Doesn't mean you can be soft or not practice hard. It just means you have to be mindful of when you have opportunities to give their kids a chance to get their legs back. I think you have to. And I think overall, going into week 10 of the season, we're pretty blessed to be where we're at. We got bumps and bruises, but nothing that's insurmountable at this point.
Anything else for Coach? Coach, you didn't brag about the championship you had in your family last week, didn't your son?
Yeah. My son, first year of flag football, the Vikings second grade flag football league was was an undefeated champion. Fortunately, the game went to 3 overtimes, much to the chagrin of most of the parents there. Like, when the hell is this thing going to end? But it actually gave me an opportunity to catch the tail end of the game last week. So proud of my guy for trying something new. So
Absolutely.
good deal. Thank you.
He sets the bar for championships, Coach.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's go to Mick Wassa now, our junior linebacker out of Glenville, Georgia. Had a huge play I'm sure you want to ask him about on Saturday. And just, if you would, give us a little opening statement, how you feel the season's going and how well you're playing.
Yeah, I'm well. I'm happy to be here, and just want to piggyback off what Coach said. You know, like the season's been one of the more fun seasons I've had since I've been here. You know, this team we all just want to play for each other each week, and everybody's bought into what Coach has to say, and we just want to play for each other and continue to do what we've done each week. So.
Obviously, huge play scoring that touchdown. What's running through your head as you're scooping it up and taking it the rest of the way?
Yeah, so we knew that ETSU was a good team, and they proved all year long how their special teams is ready to compete each play. So Coach Ulrich, he had a good scheme for us going into the game, and once I saw Tripp come through and block the punt, and just happened to be at the right place at the right time, kind of thing. So.
Mick, put yourself in the moment. Last year, Western Carolina, this year against East Tennessee State. Which one's more exciting for you?
You know, well, they're both huge plays and very exciting, but I have to go with this one, just the fact that it was at home and homecoming and the type of game it was. So it was excited to get it done at home.
Usually when we're talking about special teams touchdown, we're talking about Braden. But obviously this was a huge play, and I don't know, do you guys talk about that stuff at all in the locker room? Or you like, you kind of talk to Braden about it at all? Like, hey, I got 1-2 on the other side. Or, I don't know if it works that way. But.
Yeah, well, Braden, he's a great player, phenomenal returner, phenomenal receiver, and it's awesome just getting to go out there and, you know, whenever he does score, it's like a great feeling because you know that you helped make that happen. And he was probably he was just as excited whenever I scored as I am when he scores. You know, he's a great teammate, and he loves when all of his other teammates are successful around him. So.
What about BMI? Are you able to do it again next week?
We'll see. We'll see.
What are you seeing from that one film?
Like Coach said, you know, they're just really sound and well coached. You know, they don't make a lot of mistakes. You know, really disciplined, and just like any other week, we're going to have to play our best. So.
Okay, anything else for me? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to the offense now. Ty Everson, one of our tight ends, sophomore from Blackshear, Georgia. Ty, come on up if you would. Give us a little opening statement about how you think the season's going.
How are y'all doing? It's been a real fun season. I think that we had real high expectations going into the year. And I think everybody's played well. We're just enjoying playing for each other and seeing everybody else succeed. And so, you know, we still have a lot left to accomplish. It's not, you know, nowhere close to being over. But I think we're proud of where we're at, and we know we have a lot of work to do.
Through the season, we've talked a lot about, the offense has so many weapons. You guys have a ton of running backs behind you that are good. A lot of the games, tons of different people have caught passes, including you. So how does it feel to kind of be a part of that? And how does it value you guys as an offense to have so many different options?
No, yeah, I think we trust each other. You know, I think like a lot of offensive line and tight ends, we trust if we can get on blocks, we trust the playmakers to make plays, and we all trust each other and Coach Soto to call the right stuff. So we're pleased, and we know that we have a lot of weapons, and that when we get stuff right, we can be dangerous.
I mean, you enjoy creating a hole, like blocking more, or going out for a pass? 'Cause sometimes, like, you know, enjoy hitting people more.
I definitely enjoy blocking. You know, it's always nice to catch a ball every now and again. But you know, I think if you're a tight end that doesn't enjoy both those things, you're probably not going to be very good. So I think staying even-headed with that is probably the best answer.
You talked some about that homecoming energy. How excited were you guys as a unit after the win? What kind of celebration was going on?
Oh, we were pumped up. You know, that was a big win. You know, I think it's funny. We won that game, and we still know we left so much out there. We could have played so much better. and still got the win. So I think that while we got the win, we know that we can play so much better. We know we left so much out there. So we still have high expectations for what we can do.
So what are you expecting from this week at VMI?
You know, it's a tough conference. You look every week, and if a team doesn't go prepared, you'll get beat, especially on the road. So, I mean, we're pumped up, ready to play, and we know that we got to play well to win the game.